Weathering the weather with Ed. Sometimes he's cranky, sometimes he's goofy, but he's always got a joke. Before I met him, I said meteorology. Hey, guy, that's not for me. But now I'm weathering the weather with Ed.
Good evening, sports fans. And today, it's our 38th show. What's the matter?
I said hi. I was
Okay,
waving.
don't do that. I'm not used to it. It's our 38th show. We have a live audience today. Let's hear it. All right. That's enough. We don't want to get too pushed away. We have the highest ever. 3, 4. All right. And today we have a very special guest. What's your name again?
Dana.
Dana Strayton. All right. And Dana. Hi, Dana. How are you?
Ed, how are
That's
you?
my pleasure. And Niki. Hi, Niki.
Hi.
Niki can be seen at Hannaford.
Sometimes.
Sometime.
I hide in the back.
All right. So today we have Dana, who owns. Why am I yelling? Dana owns a cafe and bakery. Yes.
And catering company.
Oh, I'm sorry. And catering company. She'll come to your house except where there are snakes. All right. And it's located at. The name of the shop is Prince Street Cafe and Bakery. I got that right.
That's right.
And it's 200 The Great Road. You got that, Dennis? Thank you, Bethany. The Great Road in Bedford, Mass.
That's right.
'Cause I don't want anybody to confuse it with Bedford, New Hampshire.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not, because we don't not allowed to cross the border there.
No, we're really not.
And the food is delicious. Did I mention that?
Thank you so much.
The food is. Well, you're paying me for this, aren't you?
I am not paying you.
Sorry. The food's delicious.
In pastry. I'm paying you in pastry.
She's paying me. Yeah, I'm pre-diabetic. Thank you.
Thank you. You're
So
welcome.
That means
This
will push me over the line. The hell?
That's what I wanted to do.
What the hell's the worst that could happen? You think I could have a heart attack? Never.
Really?
Really, never. A
Never say
nosebleed?
never.
A
No.
nosebleed? Never.
Yeah.
All right.
And we already, isn't that a repeat of, current events, past events?
Yeah, but never mind. And so you have a marketing degree in.
I do.
You have a marketing degree in marketing,
I have
don't
a
you?
degree in marketing.
And you got it from where?
BU.
BU, down the street from
Northeastern.
Northeast. Right. Okay.
Got a husky over there.
Yeah, well, he should. That was our Huskies barking. Thank you. Dennis, by the way, won an election. A rarity around here.
You should introduce him.
Dennis, come up here. He was on the show. Come on up, Dennis. Don't trip, because we're not covered. Move it, Dennis. We have a short show today. Come. Don't trip. Push him. Come over here, pal. Breathe deeply, because it's not going to last. You look good. Bless you, my son. May I kneel?
No, you don't have to
All
do
right.
that.
Dennis won.
You
Don't
might never
hit
get
me.
back up.
I might bleed. Dennis, he runs for office. Doesn't usually win, but he runs. Okay. No, he doesn't. And Dennis just won the planning board for the 53rd time.
No, third time.
Oh, third time.
Third time.
He played. He was against Mr. Unopposed, Mr. Blank, and it was a nip and tuck, wasn't it?
Yeah, but we pulled it out.
That's right. 216 to 214.
I
It was
just
tough.
told Mr. Blank isn't
Mr. Blank.
the whole growth.
That's right. And so, how long is it for?
5 years.
It's too long. Thank you. Thank you, Dennis. Don't
Take it
touch
easy.
me, Dennis. I
All
told
right.
you that before.
I want to punch you.
I'll kneel later. You know what I mean? All right. So, Dana, so you have the marketing. How did you get into this?
My grandfather started the bakery in 1929.
I remember.
You remember? You were there. I knew you looked familiar.
Thank you. Yeah, I was under the table. Another one, please.
Yep. And most of these recipes that I have at the store are actually my grandfather's. And a few things that I've invented myself. But 1929, and I took it over 5 years ago and moved it to Bedford.
In 1934, you
Not
took it over.
exactly 5 years later.
5 years later.
5
she
years
took it.
later.
Yeah,
I look good for my
impressive.
age, don't I?
You look great for your age.
Yeah.
I was with a till of the on. I look even better. Your father had a store too, didn't he?
My dad had a restaurant. My grandfather had a restaurant, and my grandfather had the bakery. So and my great-grandfather. My family's been in the restaurant business since 1909. Actually, interestingly enough, my great-grandfather was rum runner.
Dennis, let that go, please.
Yeah.
We don't want that out there. Look at that. Hi, audience. Wave. You're on. Wave. You're on. Oh, great. Thank you. All right. So, the music here.
Yeah, there's
It's
some
like,
music going on.
It's like the Muppets.
It is.
So, and your maiden name is
Gallo.
Gallo. So
Like
watch
the
it,
wine.
Dennis.
Yes.
All right.
It is.
Yeah, so
Yes.
and they misspelled it on that thing that they had in 2013. It was Glao.
Gallo. What thing?
It had AO on the end instead of Gallo.
It's supposed to be Gallo.
It was Galileo.
Yeah. Gallo.
Yeah, they put an A in there.
Unbelievable.
Reprimand
Huge
them.
mistake on their part.
Yes. So you were on Tender Loving Care Network, right?
I was on TLC. That's right.
TLC, the Tender
Discovery
Loving
Channel.
Care Network. Which is what, the Learning Channel?
Well, it's owned by the Discovery Channel, so it's the Discovery Network, but it's TLC, the Learning Channel.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So
Yeah, I did a reality show with Buddy Velastro, the Cake Boss.
I know Jose Greco. What's Buddy Velasco?
Buddy Velastro is a. You don't know who Buddy Velastro? Do you know who Buddy Velastro is?
Yes, I do.
Thank God,
Hey,
someone's up to date with
you
this
know
stuff.
who Wolfgang Puck is?
We all
That
know who
joke's-
Wolfgang
that
Puck
joke's
is.
a little
I'm not
dated.
going through that.
Not go through that.
All right. He's a goalie. Go
He's a
ahead.
goalie. So, well, you know who Buddy is.
No, I don't.
You don't know. So Buddy is the Cake Boss. He does a reality TV show, and he basically has a bakery in Hoboken, New Jersey.
Oh, hey, is that
I was
where
there.
Yeah.
Frankie
Have
came
you been
from?
there?
I haven't been inside, but we went there.
Dying to go there.
I'm
Haven't
losing
had time.
control here. Is that where Frank Sinatra was? Hoboken?
Yes, as a matter of fact, yeah.
With the cake in his form of a gun?
I have no idea.
Okay,
I
good.
wasn't there for that.
So how did he get a network?
How did he do what?
How did he get a network show?
How did Buddy get a network show? Oh, that's a good question. I believe he was discovered by Rachel Ray.
She didn't discover. You want
Yeah.
to discover me?
I mean, I can't be. I'm not exactly sure. I didn't
All
know
right.
you were going to ask me that. I would have known that, but
Okay,
I believe
fine.
that he was. I believe he became friends with Rachel Ray, and he was on one of her shows, and then he ended up being able to start a show. He has a huge following. He makes magnificent cakes, huge
How come
cakes
I
all
never
over
heard
the
of
place.
him then?
I have no
What
idea.
network
He's
was
very
it?
famous.
You know?
TLC.
Yeah.
He's
I don't.
famous.
I
huge.
watch
Living under a
Create.
rock.
I watch Create.
Okay. Well, that's a cooking channel.
Yeah. You should be on Create. You should have your own
Thank
show.
you. I'm working on it.
You are?
Well, no, but yes.
No, yes. Paula,
I would like
make
to.
a note. Create. What do you
I
want me
would
to
like.
write to?
Oh, whoever you can.
I wrote to the Herald, and they keep the first
keep
one I
sending his
wrote
letters
to.
back
She's not there
unopened.
anymore. She's in New York, and this other guy.
They're rejecting these emails. It's not a good sign.
What?
So they keep sending your letters back unopened.
Yeah.
No, it's emails. Who the hell is
They keep sending them back
And
unopened.
somebody
Exactly.
named Long, who's a chef, who does stuff for Herald.
You never know. They may show up.
Kept bouncing back. All right. Well, good. So, and how are things going over there?
Great. We've been there for 5 years this week, actually. So,
Party.
Yep, it is an anniversary for us, and
We having a
we're
party?
doing great. I'm not having a party. Not yet. No. No, yeah, I mean, we're over 3 years, so that's a good thing because it takes about 3 years to sort of get
Really?
yourself stable. Yeah, so we're doing great. I
I
mean,
should have asked for the ricotta cake earlier.
yeah, you should have. Well,
Mary,
there's a
you should
ricotta
have
pie
said-
right there.
Oh my God! But watch out.
But no,
All
we're
right.
doing great. We're very, very busy. We're very lucky. We have a great product. We make everything from scratch. Most of the recipes, as I said, are my grandfather's. There's a few specialty items that I brought today that we can look at. And our cafe is fabulous food. Everything's made fresh in-house, including our bread. And we just deliver a great product every day.
Let's
6
go.
days a week, actually.
I know.
We're closed
Monday
on Sunday.
through Saturday, 8 to 4.
Actually, 7 to 5.
Close enough.
Yeah,
It
good.
says 8 to 4 on your thing, though. It says 8 to 4 on your website.
Yeah, well,
You might
hopefully
wanna
it's updated.
You might want to
yeah,
update that
we have
website.
to update that.
Also, your catering thing is from what, 2013 or 2011?
Oh, no, that's been updated. So you didn't go on
I
today.
didn't go
We
on
just
lately.
changed it.
Make a note.
Yep. You have
Make
to
a
go
note.
back. We actually took us a while to get those changes. It's hard to run a business and be a business and get all the updates.
Tell me about it.
And it's hard.
It's hard, right?
So,
It's hard, isn't it? It's hard running for office, right?
it's hard.
Oh, who cares anymore?
So we actually just updated our website, and it should have gone live probably yesterday. So
Damn, I didn't look yesterday. Are we
See?
allowed to say damn on? Oh.
No.
probably not.
I didn't think so. So, since this is since this is a weather show, we have to ask you questions about the weather.
Do I have to answer them?
No, it's
Oh, okay,
simple.
good.
Like,
Do I have to answer?
want to sit on my knee, sonny boy?
I'd rather talk about pastry. I'm very comfortable.
No,
with
no,
it.
no,
I
no,
don't
no,
know,
no,
but,
no, no, no.
No, weather.
Hercule
Okay.
Poirot. No.
Okay, weather.
With this changing seasons, this is easy. You can phone a friend if you want.
Oh,
Do you what you make? Does it change with the
Actually, it
seasons?
does.
See that? I knew
it
that.
actually does. It's actually hard when it comes to doing things like cannolis and certain creams.
Yeah.
Because sometimes the creams taste different because of the
Moisture
rotation
in
of the
here?
cow. No, because
The
sometimes
rotation of the cow.
well, meaning like when I guess I should have the right terminology, but when you are purchasing, eggs,
Right.
or cheese or milk, it sort of changes over the seasons.
Depends on what they're eating.
Wait,
doesn't it?
exactly.
Yeah.
So sometimes things are sweeter or less sweet, and you have
Okay.
to compensate for them. So actually, weather does affect it.
So what do you do in the winter? What's the
You have to make things probably a little sweeter.
Oh. So the summer is the best then?
It depends on what we're talking about. We're talking about produce. Summer's better, and the winter produce is worse. You know, it depends on. It depends.
Have you ever thought of snake pie?
No, I'm thinking about it now.
What's the
Well,
other
you
thing
need to tell them that she has snakes because
She-
no one
oh,
knows.
they know. They've been
oh,
watching.
okay. Oh, all right.
She's got snakes, she's
If
got a
they've
ferret,
been watching.
and she has a boyfriend who goes like that.
Okay.
Little asp.
I
All
say
right,
that about
what-
you every day.
Huh?
I say that about you every day.
Thank you. Do you pray I don't something else doesn't happen? That's what I should do.
Yeah.
All right. We have a few, then we'll get back to your stuff.
Okay.
You don't
No,
mind if
I
I cross my legs there?
No, I don't.
Might hurt myself. Now, we have, this is coffee. I'll do it like they do in the news. Coffee catastrophe beckons as climate change threatens arabica plant. Right? Yeah. Study warns that rising temperatures pose serious threat to global coffee market. You want to pay attention.
Actually, I have to raise my prices then.
I'm sorry. Pass a law, then. It's potentially affecting livelihoods of small farmers and pushing up prices. There you go. You want to? Could you read a few of these lines? Because it's very
I
important.
actually don't have my glasses with me,
Well,
so
here, try these, the bifocals.
if I
No?
had brought my glasses, I would be able to read. I'm sorry.
Paula, you want to give her your glasses? Let her read it. No, won't
No,
work.
she can't.
all
I
right.
can't say out of her
All right.
glasses. You can't read
Go-
that.
I'm a star. Cultivation of the arabica coffee plant, staple of daily caffeine fixes, an economic lifeline for millions of small farmers. What about big farmers? I don't know. Is under threat from climate change as rising temperatures and new rainfall patterns limit the areas where it can be grown. Researchers have warned. They always warn about something. Yeah. So what they want to do? Oh, they had a study, and it predicts that Brazil, Vietnam, Indonesia, and Colombia. This is a league, isn't it? Basketball, which between them produce 65% of the global market share. Market of arabica, will find themselves experiencing severe losses unless steps are taken to change the genetics of the crops, as well as the manner and areas in which it is grown. Some of them, they want them to move up the mountain, which is quite difficult if you have a country that has no mountains.
That is true.
Oh, it's
Usually,
true.
yes.
You can't. See, I wouldn't lie about
No
that.
trough.
No, that is true.
A trough. Thank you. And then they want to change the genetics of it, so it'll be able to grow and. I'm telling you, I'll get a Frankenstein plant. All right.
That's not good.
Huh?
That's not good.
You heard it first here.
No, anything genetically modified is not good.
But that's because they're going to croak the other way with the climate change. And who do we blame the climate change on? Us.
You.
What do you mean, me? Sure, point
look
to
at
me.
me. Don't look at me. I follow the rules. I recycle.
What is that? So do I. I eat the stuff. What do you want from me?
I blame Al Gore.
All right. Yeah. What do you blame? Dennis, wake up. What do you blame? Dennis is snoring. Ms. Rebecca, what? Emissions. That's right. I remember emissions. That's the office down the street. So, Bethany, what do you? All right. Bethany? What do you say about who causes all the pollution? People. Thank you. You heard it here first. All right. All right. It's all the CU dads, huh? Cities. I speak multilingual.
You're bilingual.
I'm multilingual.
Multilingual.
Yeah. We just took off again. All right. So they want to change it. So good luck to this, folks. Coffee is the second most traded commodity.
Commodity.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Plate
Want
slipping.
to try English next time?
Why start? The second most traded commodity after Earl, which is Brooklynese for oil. It's grown by. Thank you, Dennis. Thank you. That's Dennis back there. Thank you, Dennis. Which is, and that's what? Oh, it's grown by an estimated 25 million farmers in more than 60 tropical countries. That leaves out what? Antarctic? Oh, okay. Making it a key resource of revenue for many developing nations. Failure to find new and better ways to grow Arabica would have serious consequences for both humans and the environment. Well, no kidding. All right. So what do you serve at your, I almost said your office. What do you serve?
At my office.
I need an appointment. Yeah.
We serve Green Mountain coffee.
Is that from Vermont?
It is.
Thank you.
Yes, it is. It is.
What is
No, it's great. It's
But that's-
delicious.
all
We
right.
have the best coffee in town.
You notice all these superlatives? That's what you
We
left
do.
out of your campaign.
Yep. The best.
I lose the most. All right. And I say, you'll get them, baby.
We do. We have the best. Anyone who's been there knows we have the best coffee.
I've been there, but didn't suck any down.
You did, well, that's, I can't control everything.
Do you have decaf?
We do.
All right.
We even have decaf espresso, Lavazza. We use Lavazza crema.
Isn't that in Russia?
No, that's Italian.
Lavazza?
That's like the best.
Mary, you're Italian. Real name.
We know your wife is Mary.
Yeah.
Is Italian.
Yeah. No,
She's your good half.
Look at her hands.
Better half.
Better half.
Yes.
Yes, I think so.
Put the bottle down, Dennis. Yeah, all right. So that takes care of that. So what's the difference with the Arabica?
Oh, I'm not a coffee expert. I am not a barista. I have been trained as a barista, but I cannot tell you.
Don't you curse at me. Don't mention a bar in front of some of these people because they can't pass one. Right, Bethany?
She's actually the same height as me. I'm 4'11" too.
Okay, let's applaud that one here.
Petite people, we rule.
Right,
There you go.
and Mary's really in there at 5'1". All right, let's keep going here now. I'm at 7'12".
Yeah.
With spikes
You
on.
wish.
5'10"?
8. Thank you. All right, let's get serious for a moment, which is hard to do. This is wild animals in drought-stricken western states are dying for a drink. This is, we'll get to Bethany. Not Bethany. Oh, Bethany, you want to read this? Not really.
I don't have my
Go
glasses,
ahead.
sorry.
This is Niki reading. You have your, here, you want my
You
glasses?
remembered my name. Thank you.
Yeah.
For the giant kangaroo rat, death by nature is normally swift and dramatic, a hopeless dash for safety, followed by a blood-curdling squeak as their bellies are torn open by eagles.
Butt-curdling?
Blood-curdling.
Oh, sorry. Thank you.
As their bellies are torn open by eagles, foxes, bobcats, and owls.
And we're going to eat after this?
They're not supposed to die the way they are today. Emaciated and starved, their once abundant population dwindling to near nothing on California's sprawling Carrizo Plain, about 100 miles northwest of Los Angeles, where the drought is turning hundreds and thousands of acres of grassland into desert. Endangered kangaroo rats are just one falling tile in the drought's domino effect on wildlife in the lower western states. Large fish kills are happening in several states as waters heated by higher temperatures drain and lose oxygen. In Northern California, salmon eggs have virtually disappeared as water levels fall. Thousands of migrating birds are crowding into wetlands shrunk by drought, risking the spread of disease that can cause huge die-offs.
Hey, what are you looking at me for when you say a die-off? What the heck is this? Been there, tried that. No.
We know. As the baking western landscape becomes hotter and drier, land animals are being forced to seek water and food far outside their normal range. Herbivores such as deer and rabbits searching for a meal in the urban gardens in Reno are sometimes pursued by hawks, bobcats,
Herbivores
and
means
mountain
they eat
lions.
anything, right? They're not particular.
Who?
Herbivores.
Yeah.
Whatever you got, don't worry, I'll have it.
In
Yeah.
Arizona, rattlesnakes have come to Flagstaff, joining bears and other animals in search of food that no longer exists in their habitat.
Flagstaff's way up in the north. It's a ski area.
The State Wildlife Agency said that it is preparing for a deluge of calls reporting bear sightings from Lake Tahoe this summer when berries and other foods they eat disappear for lack of rain. About 4,000 mule deer have vanished from a mountain range near Reno since late last year, probably because of drought. Our level of concern is very high. Nevada has placed low fiberglass pools called guzzlers that hold up to 3,600 gallons of water at more than 1,000 wilderness areas across the state to provide water for wildlife.
What are you looking at me for?
I'm just looking.
Don't look at me. Look at that.
Fine. I want to look at you. Nobody wants to look at you anyways.
What?
For a second year.
Is that an insult? Oh, stop. You better get out of the way because it's starting to shoot here.
Back away.
All right.
For a second year, the Arizona Game and Fish Department warned people in Flagstaff near Grand Canyon National Park, don't be surprised if you see more wild animals around town in the next few months. Drought conditions may cause creatures like elk, deer, bobcats, foxes, coyotes, and even bears to wander further into town than normal,
We have bobcats
as they
here?
seek sources of food and water.
Yeah, we do, don't we?
What?
Bobcats?
Yes.
Good.
We don't have elk.
Not yet.
No.
But I'm working on it.
I know. Don't feed them, the department cautioned. Remove pet food, water bowls, garbage, and other items that attract wild animals. It does more harm than good.
You notice how she looked at me when she said garbage? See that?
I can't control the two of you.
Step back.
Stuck
This
in the
is going to
middle.
be rough. All right, 8:26 to go in the fourth
Just
quarter.
today, 20 minutes ago, 4 coyote cubs arrived from Bakersfield's outskirts, said Don Richardson, curator of animals for the California Living Museum, which has an animal shelter in the city.
Sorry for the
You're
people.
going to skip that part.
All right.
We fear that a semi-arid grassland is becoming a desert. The giant kangaroo rat can't survive in desert. A study by the university recorded a 95% population loss since 2010. Before the drought, 60% of their habitat was covered in grasses that they eat and seeds that they store for hard times in a network of underground
You know what they
burrows.
still have out there? Green grass. I say if you want green grass during a drought, put
Spray-
food coloring on it.
Spray paint it.
Right? That's what they did in
In
Los
this
Angeles.
reality-
10, 20
Hydro
years
mousse.
ago. Who?
Hydro mousse.
Is that a cookie you make?
No. It's the spray green.
Yeah.
Oh,
You ever
all
seen
right.
the commercial for Hydro Mousse? Grass grows anywhere.
I must
It's the
have missed
coolest
that.
thing ever.
I must have
Pretty
missed
cool.
Have you seen it?
I have.
You're
Yeah.
always like so amazed that they're like growing grass in a wall.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. How do you not know about that?
that. I must have missed that. I was watching.
I'll give you the link.
I was
It's
watching the
online.
cloud
If I
move.
sell any commission, thank you.
Thank
Just
you.
in case.
I was watching a cloud move across the sky. I don't know what I was doing. Very exciting.
All right.
Will you stop looking at the final sheet?
In this reality where food is scarce and births are few, kangaroo rats are still a top prey, further shrinking their numbers. The demise of this species would be unthinkable. There's no overstating how important the rodent is in the ecosystem.
I've always said
Few
that
others
already.
are around to feed snakes, badgers, weasels, and animals already mentioned.
Yeah, most of them are in your apartment.
Even the soil kangaroo rats dig for burrows creates moist habitat for insects. A worse situation is hard to imagine, but there is one. Chinook salmon are in great danger. For 2 years, only 5% of their eggs have survived winter and spring migrations because the cold water their eggs need to survive drains from rivers and reservoirs. If you draw down a reservoir, cold water at the bottom drains first. To save them, wildlife officials tried to replenish cold water that drained from Shasta Lake north of Sacramento last year. It didn't work.
Big surprise.
95% of eggs in juvenile brood in 2014 were killed. Those would be expected to return 3 years later. We also had heavy mortality in 2013, expected back in 2016. The 2015 fish are spawning right now. We're trying everything in our power to have enough cold water in Shasta so we don't have what we had last year.
Isn't that it? Oh,
Yeah,
two
it's a
more
little bit more,
lines.
but that's it.
Welcome back, Bethany.
Salmon are only part of the problem. Smelt are at the lowest number ever recorded in the state. They are a major forage fish, feeding other fish and birds in the marine ecosystem.
How do we
You
feel
lose
about
it, and something else will replace it, but it will be lost. They're part of the ecosystem. Millions of dollars have been invested in their survival.
Thank you. Let's give her a hand for reading almost correctly. All right. Thank you very much. Speech,
Almost correctly.
Speech. Oh. Here, I'll hold this here. You want to read it?
No,
All right.
thank you.
We have. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
No. Thank you. No, please. Thank you. Oh, sorry. No. What's this? NOAA reports average global carbon dioxide in atmosphere hits major milestone. Thank you. All right. People are dumb. All right. I can't read this with these. The National Ocean NOAA
read it without
reported
them
May.
either.
What?
Said you can't read them without it.
Well, that's true. May 6th, that the monthly global average concentration of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere has eclipsed. Wow, big words here. You should use that in your campaign next time. Eclipsed. 400 parts per million in March, the first time since the agency started tracking the greenhouse gas, carbon dioxide, global warming. This marks the fact that humans burning fossil fuels have caused global carbon dioxide concentration to rise more than 120 parts per million since pre-industrial times, which would be before 1876. Isn't that right, Dennis? I remember going. You were there.
Absolutely.
Thank you. He'll say yes to anything. All right. Half of that rise has occurred since 1980. This is unbelievable. But let's keep dumping this stuff. First reported 400.
Having a tough day, aren't
You
you?
want to read this?
I can't see it.
How
I
about
don't have my
upside down?
glasses.
First reported Okay, we'll skip that one. The CO2 levels increasing at a record
Pastry I
pace.
can talk about.
What?
Pastry I can talk about.
We're going to get to
Global
that because
warming,
I can't read. 100 times faster than natural rises in the past. Isn't that amazing? How do we slow it down?
We don't.
Can't. All right. From 2012 to 2014, NOAA data show, because data is plural, showed that the average growth rate of CO2 concentration in the atmosphere was 2.25 parts per million, the highest ever. That means for every million blah blahs, 2.5 of the blah blahs are CO2.
Yeah.
Thank you. An increase. All right. It'll be challenging to reverse rising greenhouse gases that are pushing temperatures higher. Challenging? How about impossible? As Perry Como once said. Hit it. It's impossible. Elimination of about 80% of fossil fuel emissions would essentially stop. What's wrong now? I don't know what's going on. We just
You do this every week.
just roll with it. Just roll with it. We're all, oh, hi, Paul. Nice to see you. Just roll with it. The elimination of about 80% of fossil fuel. I heard that. It's like a bad dream.
I don't know what you're talking
You just got to tune them out.
Elimination of
Smile and
about
nod.
80% of fossil. Can I finish this?
Yes,
sentence?
sorry.
About 80% of fossil fuel emissions would essentially stop the rise in carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Thank you. But concentrations of carbon dioxide would not start decreasing until even further reductions are made, and this would only do so slowly. So you know what it means? We're up Blanks Creek without the old paddle. Mm-hmm. And you know who cares? Not many.
Not many.
Not many.
Actually.
No, not many.
Very important.
Let's go to China. We pollute. All right. Well, I'm not going to
That's
China.
terrible.
What?
2 minutes.
2 minutes. 2 minutes. All right. So let's get back. Okay, let's get back to these delicious things.
Oh, yes.
Well, you want to describe a few?
Oh, sure. Let's see.
Hi.
Hi. So what do we have here that you might want to talk about? Well, we could just go around in a circle.
Go around.
So this is Boston cream pie, which is really one of our best sellers, and I make one of the best you've ever had. And actually, it was Buddy Velastro's, one of his favorite desserts that I made, just so you know, even though you don't know who he is.
Buddy Greco. Yeah.
Buddy Greco. Yeah. This is our cannoli. The recipe's from 1929 from my grandfather.
Is that the original one?
The original recipe. Yeah, it's the original cannoli. I've had it for
Original,
all those
yeah.
years.
Get the green off of it. I like it.
It's lovely. This is a funny bone, which is something we invented at the store, which is our chocolate and peanut butter cream with ganache.
What the heck's ganache? I know panache.
Ganache is
Chocolate?
just delicious chocolate, just
See, I've been
with
watching
heavy
Create.
cream. Then you have a coconut macaroon, and then you have a coconut macaroon called an almond joy, which tastes like an almond joy candy bar. Is toasted almonds and ganache. So it's a coconut macaroon with toasted almonds and ganache. Amazing. Then you have a fig square with my pie dough, which is flaky and delicious. You have a pecan diamond, which are pecans and raspberry. It's almost like Italian. I call it Italian pecan pie. Then you have my amaretti, which is the Italian almond cookie, which is my grandfather's recipe from 1929. Really crispy on the outside, chewy on the inside, really delicious. A special recipe of my grandfather's, the lobster tail, which I make a secret cream I can't tell you about.
Of course.
I can't tell you about it.
Would
But
you
I only
give me
have
that later?
24 seconds, so I have
Yeah.
this beautiful, we call that a yodel, which is with the vanilla cream, our ricotta pie,
Oh, yes. That's how we
our
met, right?
eclair, which with the delicious French pot au choux, and of course our tiramisu and the lovely lemon dream puff, which was invented at Prince Street.
All right. That's very good. Let's see. So I want everybody to go to 220. How about 200? It's 200
the Great
the Great Road in Bedford, Mass. For this, what's your name's Dana, right?
Dana, yeah.
It's for
Good of you to remember.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah,
I can't
yeah,
remember
that's
anything.
good. Yeah, that's good.
It's the Prince Street Cafe and Bakery. Let's hear it.
All right.
Oh, who's whistling here? Cut it out. All right. Hey,
Are we done?
we're done. Don't say done.
Smile. We have to take a photo.
Weathering
Smile.
weather
Paula will take a photo.
With Ed, sometimes he's cranky, sometimes he's goofy, but he's always got a joke. Before I met him, I said meteorology. Hey, guy, that's not for me. But now I'm weathering the weather with Ed.